This is a quick video on the FX side shot style magazine. I believe these ones come with the Dreamline, maybe the new Wildcat. I'm using it on the FX Crown, and I don't know if the newer Impact magazines are like this or not, but I was noticing an issue where the spring, maybe it wasn't wound enough. It just seemed weak. So I took it apart. You want to take that out right there. I forget what millimeter it is, 2 or 2.5. You want to pull that out, and then once you get that off, you want to be very careful because underneath there is a couple of springs, 2 little springs, 2 ball bearings. So you want to be careful when you get that out. You don't lose them. If you put them on a towel or somewhere where they won't roll away is probably best. When you get that out, you'll notice the spring has 2 sides. It's got one flat spring, and the other side kind of has a 90-degree on it. So what you want to do first of all is the flat portion. You want to re-stick it back into this cup here. There's a hole. You can see, shine the light in there. Inside of there, there's a hole. So you want that flat piece to just go right inside of that hole. And then once you get that on, you're going to line it up with basically the back of the magazine. And you want to make sure that once you do that, you're going to, if you look on the back of the magazine, there's 4 little holes. So I don't know which one it's supposed to be in. I just try to line it up with the one that's kind of, if you look at it, the one closer to the bottom. But I don't know that it matters because you're going to wind it up anyway. So what you'll do is you'll get that on there, and then you'll know you have it lined back up. What you'll do is you will turn the magazine over once you get it in that hole. And you want to make sure the other piece stays lined up as well. You want them both to be in both holes, but you'll see right there, that little divot, you'll see that the magazine is there. So once you get that in there, you do want to keep pressure on that magazine. Don't let the spring out. And what I'll do is mark my starting point, and I'll usually do 2 winds. I'll wind it counterclockwise, and when I get to the stop, use an Allen or a screw, something to lift that up over, and I'll lift it up over that little divot. You see, I just did it. I'll do it again, and I'm doing 2 full rotations from where I'm actually starting. And I can fix these in 5 minutes, so they're not hard. But once you get to your full, once you get it over that divot and you rotate it, be sure you keep that pressure on the spring. You don't want it to pop up. Bring it back around. Mine was about the 5 o'clock position, and I will stop right there. That's 2 full rotations. You want to drop your springs back in. If you got big hands like me, it can be difficult, but you want to drop those 2 springs back in the hole, top of the magazine. You want to be sure you still have pressure on that magazine. You can let it rotate back to the stop point again, but you don't want to let it go because obviously it'll pop back out. So you put those on there, put your ball bearings on there, and you want to make sure, like I said, very carefully, you don't want to lose them. Once you get those in place, your spring first, and then rest them ball bearings right on top of there. You're going to take the top cover that you originally took off and just set it back in place. And once you get that piece, after you get the ball bearings in there, like I said, those can be tricky. You're going to hold that down and keep pressure on everything still. It's easier than it sounds and looks, but you keep pressure on there. Then you're just going to turn the magazine over. Once you get that magazine flipped back over, you're going to insert the washer back in there first. Stick the nut in there, and make sure the nut is going down in there, compressed. And everything should kind of just squeeze together real nice and tight. And then after that, it's just a matter of turning it back over. You still got pressure on there, and just tighten it back down. You can over tighten them. You'll notice that if you over tighten it, like I did here, just to show, it still won't rotate properly. So you want to get it just tight so that thing rotates freely. And you can experiment with the amount of tension you put on there. I adjusted a couple times back to get it where I thought it was rotating freely. And basically that's it. Once you get that done, you know, you're going to make sure the spring has good tension on there. Just rotate it back. You can let it go. You'll see it'll flip really fast. I usually load a magazine up and I'll just go through the process of cycling it just to make sure it's working. I don't know if this is the way FX puts them together, but the way I got mine, they all broke. So I would say this is a better alternative than buying a new magazine because it doesn't rotate and you're tired of dry firing. So thanks, guys.